First of all, merhaba. Nasılsın? You're good? I'm not sure if I'm going to say this correctly, so if you're going to hear it wrong, apologize for that. Ramadan Mubarak. Right? So guys, I understand completely that you are at the end of a Ramadan day, which I know it's so hard. So I'm going to do my best to keep it short, concise, and to the point. First of all, thank you for being here in such a large number and attending a conversation. I sincerely enjoyed a lot, the previous colleague. So I'm going to continue on the same note. We are going to talk today about content marketing. And I made a decision very shortly before joining you. The theme that has been announced, it was related to content marketing optimization strategies, which I'm fairly sure you guys know about it. But what I decided to bring new to you is based on our recent research, SEMrush, in a collaboration with Content Marketing Institute, where we interview over 1,500 content marketers, digital marketers, PRs, growth hackers, to understand what are the content marketing challenges and how we can sort them out. So I took a decision to bring that to you because it's fresh and it's actually condensed into what's happening today and dictates somehow what's going to happen next. So we are going to talk a little bit about SEMrush for the people who don't know SEMrush yet. We are going to look at the importance of content marketing, and we are going to go through 3 challenges alongside with 3 solutions. Now, SEMrush. Who knows SEMrush so far? Raise your hand. Okay, thank you so much, guys. For who doesn't know that, we are a toolkit. We are a digital marketing journey, and we've been lucky to be awarded in 2017 in Europe, US, and UK as the best SEO suite. Okay, apparently a small little thing. We have 4 offices, over 500 employees as we speak, and we keep on growing. We have 9 years of experience, 140 regional databases, and that's including Turkish too. And we have over 2 million users. We are covering those customers in 150 countries, and we are dealing with companies like eBay, like Disney, like Amazon, like Booking.com, and our colleague previously spoke about SEMrush because he's heavily using it. We cover strategical as well as functional level in terms of digital marketing, and there are a couple of benefits, obviously, that you can draw out of utilizing SEMrush. But the most important part is that we incorporate a digital marketing journey. And we look at SEO, we look at content, we look at PPC, we look at competitor analysis, we look at social media. And underneath this toolkit, there is a tool for every single need. Today we are going to look a little bit more closely at content marketing toolkit, and specifically at some of the new features that we just added to our toolkit. Good. So this is SEMrush, and with that in mind, I made the slides very short and briefly for you guys to really understand the essence of it. Now, in 2018, based on recent researches, the most important objectives we are looking at are lead generation, sales revenue, and brand awareness. The rest that falls underneath, it is equally important, but yet not on top of the chart. Now, if we look at those objectives, we are always going to ask ourselves, what tactics do we need to accomplish them as marketers? And surprise, content marketing, it is the #1 strategy alongside with social media. Again, wonder why? Well, content marketing revenue generation worldwide has massively increased. We talk about what? 168.61 billion USD. And that, guys, doesn't stop here. By 2019, we are going to have 300 billion due to content marketing. Okay, that's nice, but why is it important? Because it's a complementary strategy to absolutely all your online strategies, online digital marketing strategies. It works with everything, and it's present at every step of the buying process. Umit spoke about awareness, spoke about closure. I'm speaking about everything. It's present in the leads, in opportunities that goes to sales. And then we are looking beyond the moment we sold the product or a service to the customer. We are looking at creating content for satisfaction, content for retention, upselling and cross-selling. It's at every single stage of the process, right? Still questioning, right? Content marketing, why? It sounds nice, but still, what's in it for me? Here are some key benefits that content creation brings to your plate by putting the right amount of focus, energy, and emotions into it. Of course, attracts new traffic, basic. That's why we started content marketing in the first place. But it builds your reputation on top of that. It's encouraging your trust and faith into your brand. Of course, influence conversion, but it does bring you an additional revenue if you are deciding to sell ebooks, white papers, and so on and so forth. Key benefits. Now, traditional marketing talks at people. Content marketing talks to them. So because of that, I looked into 2017 and what exactly happened with content marketers, content creators, and what were the main challenges that they were facing. And we actually been quite shocked. In 2017, only 9% of marketers had a systemic approach to producing, managing, and distributing content. Ow. 70% of marketers lacks a consistent, integrated content strategy. Again, ow. 70%, that's huge, right? And if we look a little bit closer, there are planning flows out there. It takes time to create a content plan, and it's a huge challenge to actually create an audience, a targeted audience content, because, surprise, we don't know that audience deep enough. We think we do, but we don't know what they are going to do with our piece of information. So we keep on creating them, thinking we are fulfilling their needs. And when it comes to content creators themselves, they lack this understanding. So of course, they struggle in between creativity and optimization. What it is first, achieving those results or bringing new innovative ideas for my audience. More than that, if we're looking at social media and channels of distributions, monitoring the interest dimensions and analyzing the best performing resources, still a challenge in 2017, with all the tools and knowledge that we are having. So we looked at it, we dived into it, and we draw three main challenges. There is an absence of content marketing culture, full stop. There is a checkbox mindset. We're going to find out what that is. And when it comes to getting organized, we are having piled up tasks. We build blog, we put them out there, and we carry on. It's a vicious circle. So what is to be done? How we are going to sort it? Because bottom line, that's not good, and that's not going to bring us the revenue we are looking. That's not going to get our audience closer to us. So how to solve it, right? Question mark. Let's get down to the solution. So content marketing culture, that was the first challenge that we actually uncovered. That's still happening in 2017. As we move towards 2018, still there. Content marketing can help your organization as long as that becoming the culture and the company itself, it's embracing that culture. So the first step that I'm proposing you today is to align content marketers, content department, content creation strategy with both customers' needs and business objectives. It looks like a house, right? It does. You need an umbrella message, which you need to design alongside with the company goals, missions, and vision. And then you look at the top house message, you look at a core, where it's actually your buyer persona, your audience, and you're going to look at a foundational support. First is first, develop this core message, right? But you will ask me right now, okay, that's nice, how I'm going to develop that message, and what is the importance of it? Hold on. Before you do that, very clear understanding who is the people are you talking to, who is your target audience. And as I said at the beginning of this presentation, what do you want them to do with the content you are creating? Bear in mind, until now we were focusing on, I'm creating content to satisfy your needs, right? Let's look other way around. You are looking for content. What do I want you to do with the content that I'm creating? Do I want to educate you? Give you more information? Help you out understand my product, my services? Is it going to meet somehow your self-image, your main objective as a person? So we are going to have a reverse process. Because basically content strategies are failing due to the fact that we really don't know what people are looking for. And obviously, we don't have clear objectives in mind, right? So the second step that I'm proposing is to get your objectives set up. Are you looking for customer acquisition? Are you looking for web traffic growth, conversion, lead generation, social media engagement? You name it, but you need to know what those objectives are. And you need to have, let's just say 3 up to 5, but not more, because then you'll get lost into it and strategies will be difficult to be built. And of course, within these charts, you will see very effective or less effective type of piece of content based on your objectives. Let's take some of them, take them one by one, right? So if we want to know our audience, we need to look at a consumer behavior. How do they behave? And bear in mind, guys, it's not enough their behavior. What is the intention behind their behavior, right? I may have an action online because I want to be perceived in a certain way, but what it is my real intention when I'm reaching out to a blog post, to a YouTube video, to an infographic, what it is my intention. And then you have to look at, obviously, a couple of items, and you need to analyze them. Page views, unique visitors, page sessions, new and returning visitors, average time they spend on the page, page depth, bounce ratio, and traffic sources. Those are rough data that will tell you kind of what behavior do they have on your website, but they will not tell you more about the buyer intention. And what does that mean? Start interviewing your existing audience. Build some psychographic studies, forms that tells you why do the people are coming back to your website? What do they feel about your product or service? And if you need to, of course, Google Analytics, Crazy Egg, Chartbit, some to name it, and of course SEMrush, because it has a big part of it as well. Engagement. Our colleague spoke about engagement. Social media platforms, HotSuite, Sprout Social mentioned several tools you can, utilize immediately to measure that engagement. But what you're going to look at, right? Likes, mentions, incoming requests, shares, comments, and republication, several of the items that you can immediately utilize to understand the engagement. SEO metrics, you're all familiar with that. It's the SEO outcome, you know the tools, but it's part of your objectives and it's part of what you want to do in order to achieve the objectives of lead generation and conversion. And that's connected as well with the company revenue, right? Because the company has big objectives, and you as content creators need to meet those objectives, be part of them, right? And there are several areas. If you look at the existing leads, touch, new leads, return of the investment, cost per acquisition, and conversion ratio. Good. So those are several objectives you could have, keep in mind, and start utilizing. Third element that I'm proposing you to define a content marketing culture is to define the roles within your content marketing company or department. You may think yourself, I'm a startup, so I only have 1 or 2 people. Well, define those roles because the task will be defined based on their roles as well. So it's very important to know who is who and does what. And then the fourth element, the one that we uncovered as being a major challenge across many organizations, is that they don't have a workflow for content marketing. They just create content and they just throw it out there. And it's very important to define it and follow it accordingly. You have to have a planning and ideation, which is the creativity part, team, as well as documentation. You need to have creation and optimization section. and how you're going to distribute that, and of course, how you're going to measure it. So your workflow has to be consistent. People have to follow and document each step. And if you don't have many people underneath you, then you are the content creator, you should have that too. Fifth, it's not enough only to have a workflow, you need to have documentation underneath that defines what it is, the content that you are planning to share out there. You're looking at videos, you're looking at infographic, you're looking at research, you're looking at case studies. You have to define, based on your target audience, what you're going to serve them. Do not do all. Pure advice, do not do all. Checkbox mindset, that's a difficult one. So right, once we have our culture, content marketing culture, which is planned, we have objectives, we have a vision and a mission for our content marketing department, we know who is who and does what, we need to get over the checklist mindset. And it's very typical, it's happening in the digital world, it did happen. Now, if you wonder what does that mean, very straightforward and simple. Are you having some social post ads, which you are creating them and putting them out there, and then you think, that's it. I've done content marketing and I'm on social media, so if that's the case, no. That's a checkbox mentality that tells you, I have a task, I complete it, I have a task, I complete it, I have a task, I complete it. Doesn't share the vision beyond the checklist. Again, we need to move from the mindset that we have a list of tasks that we need to accomplish towards the mindset that we need to optimize our processes, mentality, and approach towards our customers. Because we need to measure those results, we need to have them, right? We need to decide what is going to be that end result. And we need to think ahead how to track those results. And there is a huge difference in between a person who has a checkbox mindset and an optimizer. So let's take someone who wants to build a landing page. The checkboxer will always say, okay, landing page, created landing page, done landing page, thanks God, it's over. The optimizer will come and say, I need a platform. We'll get 3 landing pages, we'll test them, we'll see who is the one outperforming, we'll shut down the other ones, and then probably I will optimize that by 10 times more than the checkboxer, right? So the optimizer thinks in different direction, input in different ways, right? It's a double work, but pays triple money. Okay, so that's the difference, and because we spoke about optimization, I am proposing you in terms of content marketing, particularly, what's so-called AIR process, right? Which is focus on results, always increasing results. And the AIR process is straightforward and simple, right? It's create new idea, launch, add or post, measure results, optimize, increase results, analyze, and go over again. Does it make sense? Yes. Now, you got content, it's good, it's nice, but it's not enough. Good content has been part of 2017 and way behind that. In 2018, you need great quality content. That's strategic, that insight to action, and it's delivered constantly. Now, do you happen to know this brand? The Ritz-Carlton brand? Yes? Can someone tell me, for the people who don't know, what is this brand doing, what they're doing? They're a hotel, right? And they are famous for their luxurious approach, right? Yeah. Correct. Can you associate them with this? Let's go back. Luxury, hotel, high class. Joshi the giraffe.
I think agency doesn't have budget for it.
Okay, let's go back again. How much money do you think these guys invest in content marketing to be out there number one in terms of it? Lots of it, right? And how much money do you think you need for that? How much? What about nothing? Nothing. Somewhere, forgot a year, a family went to Ritz, spend their holidays with their son, and the son had a giraffe, Joshi. And they left the hotel, and the kid started to cry, right? He was like, where is my Joshi? And I cannot sleep with my Joshi. And every parent, and in case you have kids, you know that, and they're in panic, right? Where is the Joshi, the giraffe? So they reached out to the hotel, and they said, oh my God, we lost the giraffe. My kid cannot sleep without it. How long it's going to take you to send me this Muppet? They said, 1 week. Well, that's going to be a small little drama at home, so probably nobody will sleep for 1 week, and my kid will have eyes like a little froggy at the end of it. So let's create a story. So they made a deal with Ritz Hotel that Joshi is spending another week of fun at the Ritz Hotel in the luxurious, pampering way, and that went viral on social media. And it has been their massive, massive, massive content marketing tool with zero money. We see Joshi at the Ritz having fun. Joshi is on a beach, having fun at the pool. He's meeting new friends. He's treating himself with a piece of a massage. And he's riding some car, making friends with some parrots. And guess what? He was even hired by the loss prevention team. A lovely story about customer delight and branding. Because the father of this little boy, he was a blogger. So he wrote a blog about that, and all these photos that Ritz Hotel made went on his blog. Everyone empathized. Why do you think that happened? Because everyone has kids, and everyone is human, and everyone happened to have a problem like that. So you, as an audience, empathize not only with the brand, but as well as with the client. So it's a genuine story, and it's wow, it touches your heart, and it's reaching to a very deep corner. It's spontaneous because it happened, just like it happened, but it has that personal touch, and it made the customer feel valued. Because Ritz Hotels, which is a luxurious brand, took the decision to take photos with a little giraffe for a kid that was their customer. And it created from that point a viral talking point. Everyone, for a longer period of time, and I invite you to search Joshi the giraffe, spoke about. The rituals have the same approach. They are a cosmetic brand, and not until recently were very much famous and viral on social media. But they hire a company that worked deeply on their content marketing strategy and content marketing culture. And their website started to be filled with inspiring quotes, with consistent visual content that talks about experiences, not about products. And they went massive in sales in the past year. I invite you to check them, and you will be very surprised by the work that has been done. And that solely with a proper content marketing strategy. They spoke about a holistic approach. They spoke about mindfulness. They spoke about emotions and storytelling. And for this purpose, I'm inviting you to learn 3 emotional attachment models coming from famous universities in US and as well as from a television channel that's based on the consumers, and companies are utilizing it for a very long time. They are not about their product or service, they are about their customer. Now in this emotional attachment model, we are having product involvement, self-esteem, and public self-consciousness. When it comes to product involvement, there are simple questions to answer. You as a company, when you are launching a new product or a new update towards your service, are you letting me know as a customer? Are you sharing that experience with me and letting me decide if it's good or not for me, if I like it or not? If you don't do that, I'm not attached to your brand because you just create something for me based on what you think that I need, right? Self-esteem. How do I feel as a consumer utilizing your product? Do I feel good when I buy your clothing or when I utilize your service? And more than that, public self-consciousness. Look at that. And this is how humans function. Will I look good in front of my friends if I'm going to use, I don't know what brand? Will I be accepted? How many times it happened to us that the famous circle of friends utilize XYZ brands and we want that too, to look good in their eyes. So emotional attachment in this model functions between three elements, and they are all about me, not about you and your products and services. So as an organization, think reverse. How do I feel? How do I feel related to my peers, colleagues, families? And let me know, what do I think about your products and services? The second model has been studying, there were a couple of articles in America that they were studying why they went so viral. What was so attractive about those articles that they were the most renowned, famous, and read about? And the scientists discovered, from a scale to 1 to 100, of course, that there were 3 types of emotions that created brand loyalty and price premium. Ultimately, emotional attachment, right? It was the key to it. And they discovered that affection, connection, and passions with those particular keywords and those particular emotions were the ones that trigger people to actually read more about it. And when I say brand loyalty, is that because people were so attached to it that they were hashtagging themselves with that particular article, that particular brand, but they were willing as well to pay more money for it. Weirdly enough, right? So that's where emotional attachment takes you. The third model, it's based on a Hallmark television channel, and they had developed this model many years ago, and I think it's not very famous to you guys over here, but in US has been a boom many years ago. And they were having a huge amount of audience because they built a model based on 2 traditional marketing elements, which is money and product. That's why they're in black. But they added 3 more elements, as in experience, equity, and energy. And they called those 3 elements carrying index. And they said, as an experience, is it pleasant to interact with your company when I'm buying your products, or I'm asking customer service to support me, or when you are delivering? Overall, the experience that I'm having, is it nice and is it pleasant? And if the answer to that question is no, well, then you have a serious problem. Equity. And again, that's connected with the other 2 models I mentioned you before. Does the company share my values? What I truly believe in, what I truly like, want, and share? That's a very vital component. If not, that's not emotional attachment. And energy, and I think that's the most striking one, which maybe not so many companies think of. Are you respecting my time because I'm as busy as you are? Right? So if I am purchasing your service or your product, are you respecting my time in delivering it in a fast way, smooth and professional? When I'm having an issue, are you serving me fast? Right? Time is money, and time is precious for me just like for you. So if you are not respecting my time, I'm not going to be emotionally attached to your brand. Hence, I'm going to purchase several times, probably for my basic needs, but no more than that. And I'm not going to be an ambassador for your brand because I'm not truly and deeply believing into it. Right? So money and product are very important elements too, but then again, let's think outside of the box and think more of what the customer wants. Tools you can go ahead and use to create new content. I think everyone knows Answer the Public. You can insert the keywords. In such a case, it's a haircut. Probably I was looking for a haircut. And you get new ideas on what the audience is looking for, so you can start creating pieces of content. Or you can go with topic research tool from SEMrush on the same pattern, and you get to have expanded cards with subtopics of what actually customers are looking on the internet related to those keywords, or you can have it in a shape or form of a flower with the same kind of overview. What you're going to get, obviously, new topics, popularity estimation, and basically you get to answer your audience queries. Now, what I'm advising you is that if you already have content on your website and or on social media, go ahead and analyze that, because it's extremely important to know how you stand. And SEMrush has the audit content tool that can help you out analyze the readability and the technicality part of your content, give you as well ideas on what else you could write or create for your audience. Challenge number 3, get organized, and that's a very important part because majority of content creators are lacking time in getting everything centralized and work on their task efficiently. So what I'm proposing you today is a marketing calendar that SEMrush has developed for marketing campaigns, but is used equally as an editorial calendar, where you get to introduce all your tasks, all your campaigns, and work on them, as well as share them with your peers, and you can definitely have access in the same time when it comes to creating new piece of content and launching them on social media. Now, in terms of getting organized, it's very important to know the content distribution and what channel you are going to use, when to publish, and according to researchers, the best day is Sunday, and 3 p.m. EST, I'm not fairly sure the conversion, but you can make the math. That's the best time to actually throw content out there. And then we talk about the checkbox mentality, you are thinking create blog, publish blog, and that's kind of about it. What I sincerely advise you is to get that automatic and centralized. Get a tool that helps you. SEMrush as a social media poster. You get to create your post on our platform and distribute it on your social media channels whenever you want that to go. Yeah, so you have a chance to put it in a queue, save it as a draft, publish it immediately, or create an automatic pattern for that particular piece of content to go on social media at that particular time, in that particular day, whenever you want. And then the last bit, which we talk about, the workflow, is tracking and reporting. I think it's one of those elements that really is not so deeply looked into. We use a lot of tools, but we understand not that much out of it. So tracking and reporting is a very vital part. You have here absolutely all the tools you could utilize for content marketing, performance, and operation. And then all others, I'm going to share the presentation with you. I know it's very small. I saw some of the faces like I can't see. And do not forget, guys, because we spoke about 3 challenges. And the challenge number 1 is that we need the content culture. The second one is that we need to get towards optimization and focusing a little bit more on what the audience thinks, feels, behaves, and what's the intention behind that behavior. And then getting a little bit more organized, I think it's very important. Because at the end of the day, as content creators, our job is to not only to create content, is to drive a change, and that change is happening through each one of you. And with that in mind, I would like to thank you for attending this presentation, and I'm completely conscious that some of you are in Ramadan, so you're going to run to obviously have your food. With one last note, I prepare for you some promo codes, which gives you access for 7 days to our tool for free, to absolutely all the features. As soon as I'm going to be back in Prague, I'm going to share it with, Sorry,
I forgot to say, we also have the 15 days of it.
Okay, perfect.
Combine together.
We can combine them, so we have an extensive promo code. So then, with that in mind, thank you so much for being here and attending our presentation.